Okay, so we have to talk about ECG, but before going to ECG, we need to know about two types of graphs seen in the cardiac tissues. One is seen in the myocytes, where we have a sudden rise, and then there's a steep fall, then a little plateau type, and then finally down. And another is nodal tissue, which has a pre potential established above that of baseline of compared to myocyte. Pre-potential, also called the pacemaker potential. And now the reason for this pacemaker potential, the reason is presence of a special channel which is permeable to both sodium and potassium. Since action at the hyperpolarization, also called IH, since its act, this special channel acts during hyperpolarization. This is basically should have been a K plus channel leading to hyperpolarization, but since it allows Na2, this accidental entry FNA leads to a firing. Since it's an accidental, that's why it's called phonic current, and since it's happened during hyperpolarization, this is also called IH or IF. This is responsible for the atomicity, that is the forms the first part of the prepotential. Second part of the prepotential is due to transient calcium channel, that is TICA, and the later half of the, that is the spike, is due to the long acting calcium channel, followed by a flattening, which is again due to K plus channel. And in myocytes, plateau phase is due to calcium channel, this is due to K plus channel, spike is due to Na channel. 0, 1, 2, 3, and hyperpolarization 4. Potassium channel is basically rectifier type of channel. The potassium channel involved in hyperpolarization is the rectifier type of channel. Now to start with ECG. Antonov, you know about Antonov, right? Who discovered this? And then there are 12 leads. Start discussing about leads. Let's have a look how a myocyte looks like. There is various branching, is there striations separated by intercalated discs. Myocytes are surrounded by intercalated discs. These intercalated discs have gap junctions, so that electrical continuity is always remains maintained, while the mechanical continuity is maintained by same sarcolemma and the cell membrane. Now the AV rings, that is fibrous rings, forms an insulator so that the node impulse generated by the pacemaker can only follow through AV node and then through this path in the interventricular septum, in the bundle of His, which is right and left. Right bundle of His is further divided into anterior and posterior. This is the, I mean, left bundle of His divided into anterior and posterior. Right goes like this, divides into Purkinje fibers and supplies the heart of the respective area. Now, two properties. Conductance is very high, in maximum is in Purkinje fibers, around 4 meter per second, while the electric automaticity is low, which is max in SA node, while conductance is 1 meter per second. This causes it to become pacemaker. On this failure, we have AV node, which has the second most highest beating capacity, same with the conductance of 1 meter per second. SA node is located at the junction of IVC and right atrium. Okay, and AV node is located in the triangle of Koch, which boundary above is by tendon of Todaro, which is a subendothelial ridge. Below we have the posterior tricuspid leaflet, and posteriorly we have the rough part, that is sinus venerum. Before we start about the 12 leads, uses of ECG, arrhythmia, conductive defects, myocardial hypertrophy, ischemia, congenital heart disease, electrolyte disturbance, and effect of drugs. ECG, talking about next ECG paper, we have 1 mm boxes and we have 5 mm boxes. 1 mm are separated by light lines and 5 mm separated by dark line. This is a table of 5 into 5. Here also we have 5 into 5. This is 1 mm. This is 5 mm. Speed of ECG paper is 25 mm per second. Therefore, this is, since 25 mm per second, this will be 0.04 seconds and this will be 0.2 seconds. This is 0.1 millivolt and this is total is 0.5 millivolts. Okay, spread of excitation wave towards the positive electrodes gives an upward beat, and away from the positive lead, gives a negative beat. This is a general rule. And a wave going perpendicular to this positive and negative will give you up and down beat. Wave perpendicular to the direction of the lead. Effect of repolarization is same, but just the wave gets inverted. A wave of deflection on ECG and a repolarization wave moving away from it causes a positive deflection. Okay, finally coming to lead. There are 6 limb leads and six precordial leads, also called horizontal leads, also called vertical leads. These are of two types: augmented leads, bipolar, standard leads. Both are 3 and 3 in number. Their vectors can be arranged like something like this: limb leads. This is lead 1, this is lead 2, this is lead 3, and then we have AV, F, AV, R and AV, L.